Hello, everyone, and welcome to this AudioCodes live webinar. This morning, we're going to be talking about the future of cloud recording services and introducing AudioCodes' new cloud recording service, Interaction Insights. My name is Daniel Ray. I'm a product marketing manager here at AudioCodes, and I'm delighted to introduce our speakers today. We have Guy Yaffe, who is the VP of the recording business line here at AudioCodes. Good morning, Guy.
Good morning, Daniel.
And we're very pleased to have, pleased to have a special guest, Tom Arbuthnot, who many of you will be familiar with, who's the co-founder of Empowering.Cloud and Microsoft MVP as well. Hi, Tom. Thanks for joining us today. Tom, you're on mute, sorry.
Thanks. Hi, good morning. Looking forward to talking about the future of recording and what AudioCodes have been up to. Should be a good session.
Great, thanks. Okay, just before we get started, a few housekeeping items. We want to make help the event go along smoothly, so we've kept everyone's microphones on mute. But we still want to make this an interactive event, so we encourage you to post your comments and questions in the question tab on the Q&A tab on the control panel on the at the top of the screen. To submit a question, just click on the QA tab and enter your question there, and we'll collect all the questions and we'll do our best to answer as many as we can during the course of the webinar. And if we have time at the end, we'll have a live Q&A session as well. We'll select some of the questions for Tom and Guy to discuss live. We're also recording today's session, and in a few days we'll be sending out an email with the recording, a link to a copy of the slides, and of course you're very welcome to share the slides and the recording link with any of your colleagues who you think may be interested in the event or may have missed the live event. We're going to post some useful links for you in the Q&A about AudioCodes and our recording services. So that's something you can look at too. And now, without any further ado, let's start, and I'll hand over to Guy to get us moving. Good morning, Guy.
Good morning, Daniel, and good morning again, everybody. Daniel, thank you for the introduction. Tom, thank you for joining us today. We usually plan for 3-4 hour session, but this time, don't worry, we will do only 30 minutes-ish session. Now, as Daniel mentioned today, we would like to speak about our new Interaction Insight. When we speak in general in AudioCodes on recording services, we actually refer to a family of services, and this is really the tip of the ice. We're planning a few more interesting services for the following few quarters. I hope that some of you that are still in the AudioCodes community for the last few years knows and remembers SmartUp 360, which is still with us. That's our on-prem recording service for Microsoft Teams. We have it for almost 10 years already, starting from the early days of Link, then to Skype for Business Online, and obviously Microsoft Teams for the last few years. We are launching these days our next generation cloud native recording service called Interaction Insight, which is where we would like to focus right now in the next 30 minutes. And I will also be speaking about a new Gen AI productivity suite on top of Interaction Insight, powered by our Meeting Insight. Now, for those of you who hear the first time about our next generation recording services, although we gave to the market a heads up end of last year, so let's start with a short refresh. When we speak about our next generation recording service, we talk about a cloud native solution with a UC agnostic strategy, which means that right now we support Microsoft Teams. We are going to very fast add our WebEx and PSTN calls using Cypric. You will see that on the roadmap portion of our session today. We're talking about a very competitive pricing-wise, a simple model for compliance recording, but not only compliance recording. Stay tuned for the next few minutes and get a view of a few more interesting use cases that our customers are already using this amazing cloud application. I would also show you how we took a very intensive approach with all the knowledge that we gained from dedicated enterprise edition recording service with an in-country storage per customer, including bring your own storage, no question asked at the same price. Now, the part that I like the most is obviously the bolded one with unlimited recording, unlimited retention, and unlimited concurrency. This is really as eat as you can buffet from this new exciting application. Now, what's new with Interaction Insight that we are adding right now as we speak? We currently support all the voice interaction, which is actually addressing around 90% of what our customers require today, including bring your own storage for those customers who needs a bit more control over their data. We are going to add all the modalities, including full feature parity, as you will see in a few minutes in the roadmap by end of next quarter. Now, for those customers who got used to SmartUp 360, we're going to launch a campaign for this year to migrate all of you guys to the new service with a much better total cost of ownership, believe me. So if you guys were on your cloud or on-prem and you paid for your infrastructure and you paid us for licensing and you paid somebody for storage, now it is all encapsulated into a single line, simple service, and you will see the simple model in a few slides as well. So stay tuned with us. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to go feature by feature on everything that we support today. I leave it to you guys for a few seconds to digest it, and this is really only the tip of the ice. We're going to add a lot of more, and this is not everything that we support. As you can see on the right bottom corner, you cannot issue a new service without a new fancy UI, and I will show you that in a brighter view in a few seconds as well. Now, without making it too technical, again, as I like to discuss from 30,000 feet, the architecture of the new multi-tenant cloud service, okay, is composed of three simple elements. The application service, which is the backend and the frontend, which is the multi-tenant part, hosted in AudioCodes secured cloud in Azure Cloud, in few data centers around the world, okay? Obviously, cloud native can scale up and down based on microservices. The other component in a Microsoft Teams domain is the Teams bot. This is the part that is connected to the customer Teams tenant using the Graph API. Again, service fabric cluster architecture, multi-tenant one that can scale up and down. And storage. We are starting now with Microsoft Azure Blob Storage in our cloud, customer cloud. We will talk all about that. Three simple components and you know the rest of the architecture. It is literally so simple that we can onboard these days a customer in 5 minutes. Now, when you talk about a cloud native service, you need to pay attention to a few simple, very important ingredients. Obviously, we start with security and privacy, right? So with every enterprise SaaS application, especially a compliance recording SaaS application, we took special attention and consideration to security and privacy, right? When we talk about security, we talk about security at rest and security in transit. So remember the slide that I showed you a second ago, all of these lines that connect the elements, these three elements with the customer in Teams tenant, all the protocols running over them are obviously secured and encrypted. This is the security in transit. The data which is stored is encrypted as well, which is the security at rest, right? By definition, when an application is hosted in the cloud, you enjoy from high availability, right? Now, in this case, we also offer, as we offered with using SmartTAF 360, the option for double recording with 2 bots joining each and every call, which is part of our Pro licensing. You will see it on the simplified new commercial model in few slides. As far as disaster recovery, which is embedded into our Pro licensing as well. Imagine that tomorrow morning a tsunami is flashing one of our data centers in a specific region. Your data is protected. We got you covered, right? Now, as I mentioned earlier, with 10 years of experience deploying on-prem dedicated recording solutions for customers around the world, we took all of that knowledge in order to design an enterprise-grade recording solution from the cloud as well, taking into consideration our customer needs. So although the application, as I showed you a second ago, is multi-tenant one, the data layer is where the magic happens and where we protect your data. Okay, we allocate by definition a data storage and a database for each and every customer. More than that, as I told you guys, we have data centers around the world. We allocate the storage in the respective countries needed, okay, per customer, and we allow you guys with no questions asked, same price, to bring your own storage, your own Azure Blob storage, and connect it in a few minutes to our cloud service. We support today Microsoft Blob storage. I envision that even this year we will support other cloud storages as well, and also on-prem storages as well. So stay tuned and we will update you guys what's coming next. Now, if we elevate the discussion for a second from the multi-tenant application level up to the platform level, which we are using internally in order to offer these amazing services to our customers. And we also offer that platform to our partners, to our service providers and MSPs to use that framework to offer these services to our customers as well. We are obviously speaking about our live platform that some of you guys already know about, which is the platform that helps us to encapsulate all of these applications. Most of them are designed internally in AudioCodes. All of them enjoy from all the ingredients that you can see here on the framework layer, including APIs, including security, including management, all of them from the same platform. Now, when we speak about some of the applications that we position today in the market, so obviously we talk about voice calling, in the different UCAS environment that you can see below, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and WebEx. We talk about our Voca CIC contact center application for Microsoft Teams. We definitely talk about our recording services. This is why you guys are here meeting with me and Tom and Daniel. And also our meeting insight for productivity application on top of that. I will show you a glance about that as well in a few seconds. Now, I promised you that I will show you and I will open a window for the future for us. So this quarter, which is ending literally in a few weeks, we are going to add also video support. We are going to add a new Microsoft API support for large meetings. Okay, some of you guys still remembers that they had a limitation with that back at the days last year and before. So in every large meeting, let's say a meeting with 100 participants, we were enforced to bring to that meeting a bot per participant. So 100 bot. This is creating a lot of intense load on recording system. We have fixed that and we have implemented a new API from Microsoft, bringing a single bot to that meeting. More than that, using the live cloud platform, we are going to offer at the end of this quarter for service providers and MSPs the ability to onboard their customers themselves. Remember the 5 minutes that I told you earlier? They can enjoy from it as well and give you guys service in few minutes. We are going to add also this quarter a multi-language UI support with around 10 new languages. Next quarter, as I promised, we're going to add IAM. We are going to add Cisco WebEx support that we have started these days, the process of certification. We are going to support the new Microsoft call queue in conference mode that some of the customers already asked for, and Microsoft are going to release it as GA every day now. PSTN call recording using CPREP will be supported as well next quarter. And the following quarter, we will add few Gen AI capabilities that I will show you some interesting use case in few minutes, and REST API support for automation and CRM integration. Now, we usually do it the other way around, right? We talk about the market and then we drill to the product. This time I took a decision to do it the other way around. So let's invest few seconds to lay back and zoom out and look at the market for a second. So we obviously focused in the last few years with our recording services and in AudioCodes in general on the enterprise market. You can see in front of you the top 3 UCaaS players, which is obviously Microsoft, Zoom, and WebEx, where they are today actually, and how they are projected to grow in the next few years with their voice telephony users, right? And you can see that the total number of telephony users is expected to grow to 100 million users by the end of 2028. Obviously, the biggest one in the enterprise domain these days, and the one which is growing the fastest, is Microsoft Teams, where we focus today. But we keep an eye on WebEx, and we're going to have a lot of services around WebEx as well in the next few quarters. Calling plans already supported, and we're going to add recording services, as I mentioned, next quarter. Zoom will come right after that, of course. Now, when we talk about in this market with these customers, where recording is needed and why is it needed, we obviously start with the low-hanging fruits, right? Which are the compliance regulated companies like financial, government, insurance companies, healthcare, energy verticals, right? These are usually the external regulated organizations. Obviously, they are the internal regulated organizations that take a decision to record specific users for their own personal needs. We obviously have the quality recording a use case in a kind of a contact center environment, let's call it like that. Malicious calling is also asked from us quite frequently. And the new kid on the block is obviously the Gen AI use cases and capabilities, which obviously take the discussion to where we see the recording business evolving in the next few years, which is the convenient recording use case, where it is again much more than just compliance, as you can see, with the main 2 use cases that I would like to show you guys today is, first of all, around Gen AI, what we are planning in the next few quarters. So a few years ago, my CEO was preaching to us every day, record today and analyzing the future. The funny thing about it is that today is the future, right? We live in an area of Gen AI, where every day you wake up in the morning with a new announcement about a new vendor who is doing it faster and cheaper and more productive and revolutionizing the industry completely. We take these ingredients and we embed them into our different application. Let me show you two interesting examples. In interaction insights, okay, we're going to look at few of these interesting use cases. For example, how we can take better business decisions based on recorded calls, how in an HR interview we can analyze them and share that within the organization, how we can improve sales calls using Gen AI analysis, how we can offer to our customers in I call it a lightweight contact center environment, how we can offer them agent script adherence so they can make sure that their agents are following the internal protocols and the internal script. And the last one that we're looking at these days is legal risk assessment. Make sure that these agents are speaking only on what they are allowed to within specific boundaries. This is as far as what we are looking for as Gen AI integration into our interaction insight. Now, this amazing technology was already embedded in another application that we already have in the market these days, and we call it Meeting Insight, which is an evolution of literally us listening to our customers in the last few years, and with all the respect to the amazing capabilities of Microsoft Teams as a UCaaS platform, something was missing there. And especially these days, we're in the Gen AI era, enterprise customers are asking us how they can turn the AI promise into revenue reality, how they can literally use this emerging technology in order to automate action items and tasks that are automatically detected in meetings, how they can take better business decisions based on all the data which is gathered in the thousands of meetings that we are taking each and every day. Let me show you how you guys can do that using Meeting Insight today and what we are planning in the future. So you know what they say, a picture is better than 1,000 words. Hopefully the next 30 seconds will be better than 30,000 words.
Imagine the impact. If every idea, customer pain point, training session, sales call, or meeting summary were easily accessible in one central place. You're an executive at a large organization, and you need to equip your staff with the knowledge to effortlessly win deals, hire, train, and collaborate. So, you partner with AudioCodes Meeting Insights to unlock the limitless intel shared during your meetings. Now you're making more informed decisions, building trust, and everyone from senior management, sales to product never misses a meeting, even when they do. Imagine what you could do with thousands of thought-provoking moments accessible in one place. Meeting Insights, now native to Microsoft Teams.
Okay, so what is really Meeting Insight? So we are looking at an organizational repository, a centralized place where all the great ideas shared in meetings are stored, can be easily shared internally, can be easily shared externally, right? Analyzed by Gen AI in order to digest the insights of these sessions right on the spot, like action items, a very detailed meeting summary, questions and answers that were asked, issues that were detected, and a lot of more into it. Now, this part about Meeting Insight is actually a new add-on that we are offering to our customers on top of Interaction Insight. Aside from those customers who would like to have it separately from Interaction Insight, if you would like to hear more about it, please reach out to us or visit our website, and we will be more than happy to offer you a 30 days free trial for that. Now, Tom, we have not invited you to do emails during the session. So when you so when
I have to earn some money
this
now
is
and have
the
a
cue
conversation.
when I wake you up as we agreed. Now listen, Tom, you speak with all of the vendors out there. You speak with the channels, you speak with the service providers, and you speak with the end customers as well. What's your view right now on what the customer really needs these days as far as recording, and what's the next big thing?
Yeah, thanks, Guy. As you say, I try and split my time. So I keep an eye on the whole Teams ecosystem, and then I spend time with customers, trying to understand what do they actually want versus what are the vendors trying to push. And I've bulleted some points here to discuss, and I'd love your thoughts on them as well. I mean, I think the first one is like cloud platforms, like proper cloud SaaS is definitely becoming a buying decision requirement. So customers know that they don't want to be managing this stuff themselves. They're moving to UCaaS for their communications. They don't want to then be managing the recording, which is one of the key most important components, particularly if they have the compliance requirements, the PCI DSS, the Dodd-Frank, the HIPAA, whatever it may be. But not just cloud, but actually architected cloud native, so they know that if they have to suddenly burst to lots of users active, that recording platform is going to handle it. So that comes up almost as a prereq these days, like it has to be a modern cloud architecture. And I have heard, actually, to your point, on local storage being an ask as well. So we want to move to a cloud platform for recording, but we have a particular requirement to keep our recordings in Germany. So we want to put them in German Azure, or we want to put them in the UK Go Local Azure. So that's definitely come up, particularly with multinationals. They have requirements that are different depending on the region they're recording in as well. I think another big one. Sorry, go ahead, Guy.
No, please continue. I will barge in at the end. That's okay.
Please do. Yeah, so another big one, and you mentioned a couple of things there that are really important, I think customers don't fully understand, is there's team certification, but then there's really being in bed with Microsoft and keeping up with all the API changes. There are a lot of certified solutions, and some of them are, we do Teams amongst other things, and some of them are a bit more focused. But Microsoft doesn't build an API once and then stop. They constantly change. So you mentioned large meetings as a good example. They will adapt how the service works. They will change it. There's a lot going on with queues at the moment, where they're going to add in barge and whisper. So things like that conference mode scenario are really important. And not every vendor keeps up with every API change. So it's important when you're looking at recording vendors in Teams to understand, like, how do they manage the continuous change that is Microsoft? How do they keep on top of that change? So looking for a vendor who is committed to the Microsoft space. Obviously, in the case of AudioCodes, it's a good one for you guys because you're committed on multiple layers. You have devices, you have contact center, you have recording, you obviously have the voice platform as well. So yeah, looking for someone who, it's not just like they do a bit of Teams and they do other stuff, but they're actually committed to keeping up with Microsoft and going on the Microsoft journey.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. And you know what worries me, Tom, is not really it's not the big list of certified vendors. It's the surprising list of non-certified vendors, which are not even in the certification list at all. And people think that it's a trivial task to develop such an integration, but it's far from that. And these changing APIs and getting the right service from Microsoft is what changed the whole game here. Not to mention, small organizations which comes and goes and are suffering sometimes. And when you put your hands with, especially in compliance, where sometimes you need to keep the data for 7 to 10 years, you would like to trust somebody which is in this industry for a very long time, and you know that they're not going anywhere in the next few years.
That's it. Looking at commitment to the Microsoft space, 'cause it's hard work keeping up with Microsoft. Like, it's not a one and done, as you say. And are they committed for the long haul? And I would agree. That certification bar is a minimum bar, but that's where the conversation starts. Okay, well, how long have you been in the space? Like, what are your referenceability? How does the architecture work? Like, those questions to make sure you're working with someone who can deal with this level of importance.
Definitely.
Another one that you've touched on, Guy, as well, is a really big flip from we just want to record because we have to for these regulatory reasons to we'd like to collect the data to get the insights. So particularly business level insights, suddenly people are realizing that, we recorded all this data and we hived it off, as you say. We had to keep it for 7 years for compliance reasons, and occasionally we do an investigation into, actually, we'd like to start using AI to look over multiple calls, multiple sessions, and to understand, let's look at the sales team. Like, what are the common themes coming up in their calls? Let's look at the contact center. What are the common themes that people are calling in for? And there's just a huge wealth of insight and business value waiting there. Not just the things you might think are obvious, like I can use this data to improve customer service, but actually, if a whole bunch of people are ringing into the contact center because they can't get the yellow widget to work, there's a product feedback cycle loop there to go back to the product team to say, look, 20% of our contact center calls are about this feature. There's obviously an ongoing issue there. Like, let's look at product development and bring that back into the business. So I'm definitely seeing customers, because AI is so prevalent now, understand that if we want to gather those insights, we're going to have to capture that data. And you may not use it all today straight away, but if we've got the data, as the AI insights get better and better, we can mine that data and drive business value out of it.
I definitely agree. And my take here is that we should stop worrying about losing our future job because of AI. We should enjoy from the journey and see how we can make our job much, much better using this amazing technology.
Yeah, there's so much value to be had out of it. Like, anybody who's using the technology is going to drive value out of it and find more higher level business value things to do. So yeah, you've got to be embracing it, but you have to capture that data to mine the data and get the value out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, Tom, conscious of time, we promised our audience not to make it 3 hours, to make it around 30 minutes ish. So I hope that Daniel is collecting 2 or 3 amazing questions for us for the end. Let's continue with our plan for a few minutes and then take a few questions from the crowd.
Great.
So what's next? We said that we are launching the new service with new, the Interaction Insight with new UI, obviously, which this is a snippet of it. Obviously, we don't have the time. We promised 30 minutes, so we're not going to do a live demo right now, but believe me, it is so simple and user-friendly that my little boy can play with it. And I promised you simplified licensing model. Okay, I also mentioned eat as much as you can buffet, right? Now let's see how that looks. So we have encapsulated it into 2 simple licensing model, Essential and Pro, like we like in AudioCodes, right? With Essential, you get all the voice interactions hosted by us with retention for 24 months, which is good enough for all of these internal regulated organization, which are not for compliance, or for those who are using it for compliance, we bring your own storage option and we give them under Essential unlimited retention. Okay. Now, for those who would like to get from us as part of the service, the storage as well, no additional cost, of course. If they need to increase it above 24 months, we have a small add-on for unlimited retentions, as you can see below. What do we give more for Pro? We give 3 important ingredients. We give double recording for each and every call. So 2 bots are joining each and every call for higher availability. We give unlimited retention by definition, and we give disaster recovery and geo redundancy. Okay, very simple, one SKU per project, and again, 5 minutes for onboarding. So this is the big promise that we have today. Now, we would be more than happy if you guys would like to try it out. We will talk about it in a few minutes, how you can enjoy from that as well. Now, what do we have special for 2025 in order to push this amazing service faster? First of all, for those bespoke projects, we've lowered the bar, we've lowered the MOQ from a monthly $500 entry barrier into $300. We do have other creative ideas using our service providers and partners, how to lower that granularity into the lowest possible, actually into any granularity. But to these bespoke projects, this is currently the lower bar. We are adding for new accounts that will sign up for the service during 2025 an additional 10% discount on top of our generic discount. We are also offering for case studies during 2025, 2 months credit back. Okay, we pay you back the 2 months MRR for any case studies done during 2025. As I mentioned, we can literally onboard you guys in minutes if you would like to try it and play it. So we offer all of our customers 30 days free trial, customers and partners from our sandbox. Reach out to us and we will make it happen. And we have also a special promotion with the Meeting Insight add-on at a discounted price for those Interaction Insight customers. Now, last but not least, before Daniel, you will join us again for a few questions for me and Tom. How do we get it tested? How we can play with Interaction Insight? It is literally simple, as I've mentioned during the last 30 minutes. The only thing that we actually need from you guys in order to onboard you guys in a day or two is your domain name and the IT admin focal point. That's literally it. How you can work with us on such a trial period. Feel free to reach out to us here in the Q&A. Feel free to reach to your account manager, to the AudioCodes partner. Feel free to log in to our AudioCodes website. Just Google Interaction Insight from AudioCodes. On the Interaction Insight webpage, book a meeting with our expert to get more data and hand over the data in order to start a free trial. Simple as that. In a few days, you're up and running. Daniel, that's it from my side from today. I hope it was very interesting and on time as agreed. Do you have few interesting questions from the crowd for us?
Sure. First of all, thanks, Guy, and thanks, Tom, for fascinating insights, may I say, into the world of call recording and meeting recording. Yeah, we've had a few questions, so let's take it as you said. We're conscious of the time, so let's just take a few of them. First of all, someone asked if we are an existing SmartTap customer, what's the upgrade path or the migration path if we want to move over to using Interaction Insights?
Oh, that's an amazing question. As I've hinted during the session, in the next next quarter, we are going to launch a migration campaign, okay? Motivate all of our hundreds of customers to move to Interaction Insight with the ability to take your data from SmartTap and without any effort, without any investment, move them to Interaction Insight. We will show you how the total cost of ownership is better. And with a new promotion, commercially benefit to you guys to move to Interaction Insight. I'm sure that it would make the big difference.
I think, Guy, that's a good opportunity for AudioCodes partners as well, because it's a conversation to have back with those existing customers to say that it's 2025. There's a cloud journey conversation here, but actually then there's a whole live cloud conversation here with Voca and other options in the cloud, Meeting Insight. So there's a lot of business value to bring to the conversation beyond just a platform migration.
Oh yeah, definitely. For those of you guys in the crowd right now from the partner community, stay tuned. You will hear a lot around that in the next few weeks, and not only about interaction insight. It will be part of the whole live platform ecosystem. Daniel, you had another question, you said?
Yes, one more question. Let's take another question over here. If I'm a regulated organization in a particular geographical region and I need my recording to be stored in that region, what provisions does Interaction Insights have for that situation?
Okay, I thought I addressed that during the session. If it was not crystal clear, let me repeat that once again. Let's start that from top to bottom. First of all, we have few data centers around the world for those special regions like Switzerland or India or Brazil. We even create in-country data centers to meet local regulations. That's tier number one. Tier number two, by default, we offer the storage per end customer and all the private PII data in the database stored in our cloud, in our data center, in country. For specific customers who would like to have more control over their data, we offer them the option to bring their own blob storage from their own Azure subscription. The integration is really minutes during the onboarding session. No questions asked, and as you saw on the pricing model, no additional cost for it.
Great, thanks, Guy. One more question for Tom mainly. What would you say, Tom, is the next big thing expected in this recording space? What if you take out your crystal ball, what would you say we should be looking out for over the next months and years?
Yeah, it's definitely this democratization of insights. So I think that we definitely see regionally compliance is getting tighter. So I think the need for recording just from a compliance point of view will only increase. Like the regulations never go down, they only go up. So like that's a given. But on the more interesting business value side, I think it's this idea that we empower business users to get useful insights. So as the tooling develops to pull through these insights to train users to get the business value out of the data, I think in a few years' time we'll just come to think, well, obviously when we're talking about product or we're talking about the market, one of the things we look at is data across our organization, sales meetings, contact center calls as part of that process. So I think that'll just become more and more normal, and it'll almost be crazy to have not looked at that data and driven the value out of it.
And I would add on top of Tom to enforce that automation, taking business decision and integrating it into the business applications inside the organization. If you are a salesperson, just finish a sales call and you would like to push a meeting summary or the call for action into your CRM, if you are using Dynamics or Salesforce or anything else with a click of a button in 1 second. And as you mentioned, Tom, using that huge amount of data in the organization to take the better business decisions. Okay, that's my two cents.
Great. Well, thanks both very much for a really great session. Thank you, Guy, and thanks, Tom, for joining us today. It's been really great to listen to, as it always is. Let's just want to wrap up briefly. Say on behalf of AudioCodes, we'd like to thank everyone for joining, taking part in the webinar. We'll just remind you, everyone who registered for the webinar will receive an email in the coming days with a link to the recording done by our Meeting Insights tool. And you'll get a link to the recording and of course the slides as well that were presented. And you're welcome to share this with anyone who think may be interested in the information. If you have any questions or thoughts, I did post a link to the contact us form on our website, and you can access our website, audiocodes.com, at any time and send us questions or go through your AudioCodes representative. And what all remains to be said is have a great day, and we look forward to hosting you all on our future AudioCodes webinars. Thanks very much, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Tom. I hope that you enjoyed as much as I did.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you,
everybody.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.